All right, guys, for those watching today, I'm going to be going and chatting with Kendra. She's going to give us a little bit of idea on her experience inside of the Fit Frontliner Elite Partnership Program to break things down for you. So, Kendra, go ahead, just give everybody a little bit of an idea on, where you're located at and what you do for work.
So I'm located in Missouri and I'm a full-time paramedic that works a lot of overtime.
Yeah.
I love what I do, but yeah, I do work a lot of hours.
No, you said what, like pushing 100 plus this week or
Yeah.
something? Yeah, that's what I mean. Like people that we got in this program are not working, under 40 hours. A lot of times you guys are working way more than usual. So give everybody a quick idea. Where were you before you decided to jump into this program inside of your fitness journey?
So I was working out some. I wasn't being like consistent with it at all. Um, and my nutrition definitely was very lacking. I had tried several things and just wasn't having a lot of luck. So I was very discouraged on what to try and just like with my work schedule being so all over the place and just kind of grabbing what I could to eat when I could and really not paying attention to what I was putting into my body.
Yeah. And did you try like any diets, exercise programs, work with any other coaches before?
I have done several throughout my time working in EMS. I tried the Optavia or Optavia, different people, and I dropped the weight super fast, but I also lost a lot of muscle with that. And like, I really had to be careful, like that I didn't get dizzy or if I pushed it too hard, like I felt terrible. I did lose the weight, but lost it super fast and did not feel good. And then I also did the Ozempic or semaglutide shots and it ended up screwing my stomach up super bad and causing some gallbladder issues. And there again, I lost the weight, but I wasn't like putting any nutrients into my body. So,
Mhm.
and I didn't feel like my stomach felt terrible a lot of the time.
I
So,
know. That's about the one of the, side effects I'm seeing a lot of right now with that, and people are getting super nauseous and not feeling great, which, especially in your profession, like, you're picking people up, you're lifting a lot.
mhm.
You have to be very active, and the more you feel like crap, the harder it's gonna feel like to get through your work shift, and that's never fun either. So, any goals, that you were aiming for when we started to work together?
Definitely the consistency was one of them that I really wanted to meet, and just like being more confident in the gym, because I was starting to work like I had never worked out consistently. Like probably I started dabbling in working out like a year before I started the program, but there was like I didn't know what I was doing. Like I had no clue. Like I just didn't go to the gym. It wasn't something I did, and so that was one goal is to become more confident in the gym, to know, what I'm doing and also like dial in on my nutrition, become more consistent with that. And I've definitely feel like I've been able to, even though I've had, a rough couple of weeks, I got sick and been working a lot. Like I look forward to getting back on track. Like that's something I really like, hey, okay, I want it back.
Yeah, and that's a big thing too, is like those weeks are gonna happen. And that's the biggest thing is like people fall off, right? They just quit. They're like, oh, whatever. And I know we talked about this right before we started this little interview, but like this is like the long game, right? Like teaching you guys
Mhm.
how to make this stuff work. Not just like, hey, how fast can we get you guys down, 20 pounds this month? Like that sounds great in context, but it's really not. And it's hard for you guys to maintain. And we want to make sure we're teaching you guys everlasting information that's going to help you, right? Like, I know you've gone through, you sat in a lot of the group calls and things like that. So, we're not just here just to provide you guys with, a one size fits all approach. It's like, how can we teach you guys to make this stuff work with your schedules? You're even sitting in there sometimes when you're at work listening in, and that's a big part too. Like, I have a lot of clients that do that, and it's a huge component. It really does help you guys like get that extra boost in knowledge and things like that. So any areas in your life that the program kind of helped with that maybe you didn't anticipate when you decided to join?
I definitely say like learning like what nutrients to put in your body like when. So like tracking the macros has been like it's been a game changer in like how I think about food. Like now on shift, I'm thinking about, oh, what can I grab that's protein instead of like, oh, I want another donut or, and then eating like overloading on carbs and eating my feelings, you run that bad call and what do? You run and eat ice cream at 1 a.m. and but that becomes a consistent thing and then before you know it you're packing on the pounds. And so like I've really found now like I look forward to like, oh, I'm gonna stop by the gas station, but I'm gonna grab some jerky or a protein bar. Like I can still stop by the gas station. I just need to
Mhm.
be mindful what I pick up. And so just being so much like more aware, like tracking it has helped me become so much more aware, like what I'm actually putting into my body and like that I feel better, and I've
Yeah.
noticed like working out a huge different, like it's so much easier to pick up patients and I'm not
Mhm.
stiff and sore. Like, I used to do CPR or whatever and be like the next time, like, oh my goodness, like there's muscles I didn't know I had. And like I've just noticed the difference of like after shift, I'm like, oh, that patient was so easy to pick up and wished I would have done this years ago. It would have probably saved my back a lot more.
Probably. That's a big thing too, like, we're here to help you guys, like, build up those muscles that you're using day in, day out, and it might seem like, a little bit difficult at first, but you guys get into the pattern and it starts to help you out so much faster than putting it off and waiting and all that stuff as well. So, I guess my last question is, best piece of advice for someone listening, maybe they have put things like this off for a really long time, or maybe they're continuously watching these client interviews and they're like, "Oh, should I do it? Should I not do it?" What would you kinda tell them if they're on the fence?
um do it. Like, I wish I would have done it, like, known a lot of this stuff a long time ago, especially if you're a first responder, like, whether it's law enforcement, EMS, like, we are terrible at taking care of ourselves. And part of that is why we have such high rates of suicide and stuff in our fields, is because we're always taking care of everybody else and we suck at taking care of ourselves. And so, it is absolutely worth it. Like, I mean, I made payments on it and I never regretted it. Like this is information that you can use for a lifetime and that I'm gonna use for the rest of my life. So if you're thinking like, I don't know if I can do this, I don't know if I can be consistent, like it's an amazing team. Megan, Denise, all the coaches have been nothing but fantastic. And honestly, this is the program I've been the most consistent with ever. So
Mhm.
it works.
Yeah.
You just have to show up and do your part the best you can and it works. You see results. So
That's the biggest thing is I get it. There's like we were kinda talking to like a million bajillion different programs out there nowadays, and it's really hard to shift through the ones that, like we really do care about you guys. Like all of us on the team have been in a first responder position as well, so we
mm,
understand what that looks like. Like I know Denise, she did prior law enforcement. I have Joe,
mhm.
prior military. I have Casey now, who is prior firefighter. So just getting you guys in a really good spot that's going to help you out and get you guys motivated to get going and stick with it and be there for that support. So again, like thanks again for trusting us because I get it. Like
Absolutely.
the trust is the hardest part. I you're meeting a stranger on the internet and going, hey, like, am I gonna give you money? Are
Right.
us. Yeah. And you guys have to put a lot of trust in that, and it's super, super scary. But again, like we're really here for you guys at the end of the day. Like I kind of mentioned too, you have a lot of stuff you're gonna have access to after the program too. So if you need like some sort of extra support and things like that, like you guys do have that leading after your program as well. So anyone watching, if you're unsure, if you feel like you're not sure if this will be a good fit, or like I always say, like my DMs are always open. Feel free to reach out and ask. And again, Kendra, thanks for jumping in and doing the interview with me. And like I said, if anyone's got any questions, that's what we're here for. All right.
Absolutely.